Hello and welcome to Monday Madness. And as you know it, every Monday we drop something hot, something interesting, and something that gives actual insights. Just to put it out there, if you have a loved one and they're excited on a Monday morning to go to work, either they are still at work or they have another love at work. I'm Clinton Kirege and I'm always happy to have you guys, and I'm always riding with
Leana Bisa.
yeah.
You all know me by now, I guess.
So today we have a special guest. We're here to deliver lessons for entrepreneurs. So young people, those who want to start businesses, and those young people who are entrepreneurs, uh, notebooks open, pens up, because today we are blessed to have.
Sacha Haguma. I'm Sacha Haguma. I work with ESP, Entrepreneurial Solution Partners. I work in business development support, and it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being here, Sacha.
All right. So Sasha, before we jump into it, with what you know now, if you were to give maybe your 19-year-old self or your 21-year-old self advice, what advice would you give yourself right now?
I think the most important advice I would give myself is to be more patient. You know, I think you are young, you want to work, you get everything, you see everything, and then you just want to rush and get this job, and without thinking about long-term wise, what does it mean? Is it something that I really like? Is it something that I will enjoy? Is it something where I'm going to put a lot of energy? But yeah, I would probably tell myself, be patient a little bit more.
Yes, when you say patient, it kind of reminds me of a conversation I had today with a manager. He said that most young people really think that when they enter into a career, it's gonna be an overnight miracle. Like one day you're gonna start as a receptionist, tomorrow you're gonna be the manager. Like we have that kind of expectation, and it resonates with me when you say being patient. Yeah.
You mentioned that you work with ESP. May you please just briefly tell us what you guys do and why young people should care, and why should they continue being engaged with ESP?
Yeah, ESP is first of all an amazing group of people, great company. We do basically incubation, accelerator also. So basically we have two different side of the company. One is called Insight, one is called Scale. Scale is really like the business development support to SMEs and entrepreneurs. Insight has bigger projects with governments where we advise and then we work on certain projects with them. But yeah, it's really the soul of the company is really helping young African entrepreneurs, mostly female entrepreneurs, give them support, give them also funds, to help them move forward. So really the goal is to see all these guys succeed,
So when you say, I like that you said giving support and funds.
Yes.
Because, most entrepreneurs, when they hear support, it's immediately funds.
Yeah.
So I was kind of interested to know, like, what is the support, needed that is not funds?
Okay, so funds is one thing, right? So you go through, all entrepreneurs, they go through different steps, when we start with them. And then eventually, at different level, you get some sort of fund, but then at the end, some entrepreneurs will get a proper amount of funding. But from the beginning, all of them are supported technically. So basically we do a diagnosis of the company, right? Where you are, what are the challenges that you have, etc., and then now we support them because the team is full of people with expertise in different fields. So you may have an issue with your accountability. You may have an issue with distribution, etc., and you will always find someone within ESP who can advise, and follow. And the coaches do that, they follow through with the entrepreneurs himself or herself. And then regardless of fund or no fund, that support is there. Yeah.
Okay.
In one of our previous episodes, I remember one of my co-hosts, Josepha, mentioned that starting a business almost killed her. And this has been, something that is evident because now and again, the wave amongst young people is that most startups fail. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think it's true, but obviously a lot of startup will fail. The thing is like, I don't think it should be considered as a fail. I mean, sometimes you fall and that allows you and give you the lessons to actually do better after, right? But yeah, that's the whole system. It is what it is. Like sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. The only thing is, do not be discouraged, And I think trying already is a win. Launching your own project, your own idea is already a win.
I feel like, people should not get discouraged, but sometimes I feel like, young entrepreneurs, especially, because of the motivation, the drive, the energy, like sometimes we just, we're just running straight ahead without seeing clearly what's in front. And sometimes you find that these entrepreneurs, they find themselves doing things that, they don't really know, they don't really understand, and sometimes it can lead to failure.
Yes.
And, do you think that young people should first, have that before starting a business, before starting a startup, they should first consider a few things before they go into that endeavor?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, but the thing is like, it's not a perfect science, I think the most important thing is, first of all, seek advice, ask question, get information, understand what is. I think personally, a lot of things that I can see that could lead to issues and problems is not considering the long-term vision, right? So saying I'm just going to fix something real quick, forget about some of the aspects, and then it bites you back after, right?
Definitely.
But again, you cannot know everything. That's why you have to ask. And that's what I think ESP is doing a great job, is that we are there at the beginning, at the genesis of someone's project, to be like, you know what? You have to be careful. You might need this. You might need your books to be clear this way. You might need to be able to make some projection for next year or the following year, etc., etc. Yeah. So yeah.
So you mentioned that you're there at the beginning, right? And this is like inception of project.
Right.
With your experience in the game, what are some of those common errors that as people are watching, you'd want to point out to say, be careful of that, so that when they actually, apply for even other pitching platforms, those errors won't be there. So what are some of the normal common errors?
There are, like you said, there are many mistakes that young people make. For example, I have a friend, and sometimes I hear them saying, oh, I didn't think about this type of investment before I made it, or I don't have enough money to give to my employees,
Yes.
and then I wonder, like, these entrepreneurs should, I feel like they should really know what they're getting into, and the mistakes they should definitely avoid. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think the one that I see the most often, and that leads to really issues that have to be sorted after, it's really when it comes to bookkeeping. You start a business, maybe let's say you start by yourself. You're like, okay, it's my money. I know I'm spending it, so I'm spending here, I'm spending there, I'm getting there, but you're not recording everything. But what you don't realize is that 1 or 2 years down the line, you will not have an idea of the progress you made, of the trends of your business itself, like the area where you're working, and it doesn't allow you to now start when you're starting to grow and then have a proper business plan, etc. You cannot do it because you don't have any visibility on your numbers. So a lot of people don't have that because at the beginning you just think it's easy, but just you don't have to, just an Excel sheet, you just put your numbers. I spent this month and I earned this month, I had to remove taxes, and this is what I have. And then every month you just keep your books in order. It allows you later to understand your business, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really, I think, for me, the main one that I've been seeing in terms of issues, you know. But I understand why you made that mistake. If you start your business by yourself, you can still think that, no, I know, you know, I know what I spent, you know. But you forget that in a year and a half, you won't remember what happened, you know.
I have I heard some people say that one of the few mistakes entrepreneurs make when they first start is they're like quick to hire.
Yes.
Is that something that sometimes happens?
It can happen. I don't think it's like a huge trend because higher means pay, you know, so, you know, like, yeah.
Who wants to spend the money?
Exactly, you know. It does happen though. But yeah, I think, I would think another issue would probably be the entrepreneurs who easily, you know, let a family member get things, a friend, you know, like you also have to understand that it's a business, you know, because you start working like that, and then next thing, and if you combine that with a lack of bookkeeping, then you don't even know where your
it's a
things are
recipe
gone.
for disaster.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you find that most, you said they invite family members, and then I, you know, remembered different businesses that I know, and you find that sometimes the finance person is an aunt, the manager is an uncle, the employees are cousins, and then you're like, how is this going to be functional? Because at the end of the day, I wonder, how do you hold your family accountable? Like, how do you fire your uncle?
Yes.
You know?
You're fired.
It's not that easy, you know?
It's not easy.
Yeah. And you know, prior, like in the afternoon, I'd asked some of my entrepreneur friends, and one of them, he's starting his business, and his format of operation is he's getting 20 young people from universities, and he's employing them on a commission basis, whereby you kill what you eat what you kill.
Exactly.
Do you think this is a good strategy? You know,
I mean, like, to be honest, I don't think it's bad to, like, I think the most important thing, and this is some of the sessions that we also do with entrepreneurs. You know, we have different sessions, you know, where we train them on various topics, right? This is now we go to the legal and compliance part, you know, where as long as you have a proper paperwork, you know, you might be my cousin or you might be an university student that you come and to work on a commission base, as long as the paperwork is done properly, right? This is what you're going to get for, and this is what you have to deliver. You know, you sign here, I sign here, and it's clear, you know, and then there's no confusion, you know. The shaking hand part, I mean, whoever wants to do it, do it, but at the end of the day, I think you also have to have like something really legitimate on paper, etc. Yeah.
Okay. And you know, this is a new year, so as we start the new year, what advice would you give entrepreneurs there? Like, what mindset would you want them to have?
Be hungry of information.
Damn.
We are in an era right now. Yeah, we're in an era where on your phone you can get everything.
Yeah.
Like, you have no excuse.
True.
You know, you can Google anything.
Yes.
So you can Google anything on your field. You can Google anything on finance, on legal aspects and everything. So don't misuse, or no, actually use as much as you can the tools that you have to get information. It's free.
Information is power.
It's power. So get very, very hungry on information, you know, and it's there. There's forums. There's people who are there to just like give you information like that for free. So use it.
Yeah. I was wondering, he talked about the new year, and I'm just wondering, how does a new year start for an entrepreneur?
A new year? Like, you mean fiscally or?
No, I mean like when an entrepreneur starts a new year, like what vision should they have? Like in their minds, what should they be planning? What should be the goals? You know, those kind of things. Like, how is a new year for an entrepreneur? a start of a new year?
I mean, I think, and it doesn't even have to be the beginning of the year, but I think what is important is to have a plan, right? Whether it's a plan for the next 3 months or for the next 5 years. Have a plan. I don't think you'll be able to go by the plan like line by line, but it gives you direction.
Yes.
You know, there's no point of starting without having a plan, right? You can just be like, okay, I'm going to do this business and then I just go. No, make a plan, give you some goals. Then you miss the goals, then you readjust. Or you do more than the goals, then you readjust. But at least you have a direction. I think that's the most important.
And you know, as we wrap up, what are some of your parting shots to young entrepreneurs?
I would say don't be scared. Seek advice, you know.
Definitely.
Seek advice. Go look for people that have experience, right? Again, like I said earlier, go get the information wherever you can get the information. And don't be scared to fail, because it's part of the process.
Yeah.
It's part of the process. That's where you get your lessons, right? Many people are extremely successful today. You don't know what happened before, how many times they failed, if I can call it even failing, you know, but how many times some of the ideas did not work the way they wanted it to work, but allowed them to learn things and then put them in a situation where they are very successful today. So don't be scared, you know, it happens.
Oh, thank you so much, Sacha, for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much.
Thank you, yeah.
For those who have been following us, last year we covered a ESP event where we had the 6th cohort graduating. And I'm sure they'll be opening up more opportunities for young entrepreneurs out there. So until next time, this is Monday Madness. We out.